I like that. Okay. Hey, welcome back to FLAVorgasm. Today, we're doing something that we used to do all the time back in the day. I haven't done it in a while, but it's one of my favorite things. Just, I don't know, it's kind of, it's almost like clean out your cabinet day. So, what I'm doing is I've already got a pot with half a head of cabbage in it. You can use a whole head if it's a small head, but I got half a head in there. I've cut up a couple of squash, one sweet onion. I've cut up one Corno di Toro pepper. It's an Italian pepper. If you don't like peppers, you don't have to add it. This is seeded and gutted, but it's only like 1 to 1,000 Scoville units. So you can substitute it with a bell pepper or a banana pepper, an Anaheim chili. You could even do poblano if you wanted to. This is not very hot. But I seeded and gutted anyway. I just wanted pepper flavor. You just I don't know, clean out your cabinet, put a bunch of together. I'm gonna be adding like a can of carrots, a can of potatoes, some canned stuff out of the cabinet. The only thing I bought really for this was the head of cabbage, because that was kind of my base. It's almost like a hobo stew, sort of, but our take, we call it the slop pot, right? So, you know, any kind of vegetables you could add beans, you can add anything out of your cabinet you want. A lot of times I would add a kielbasa or some kind of sausage like that. I've got ground pork to go in it today, just because I found ground pork and I usually don't find it around here. So I'm gonna go with that. But yeah, just use whatever you got, you know. A lot of times you've already got onions. The peppers and squash are fresh out of the garden, so, you know, not a whole lot of money spent. I mean, you've already bought, but, you know, you can do whatever. And make it however you want. Just throw together. Sort of like a goulash, but a lot of times the goulash is more based around meat and a pasta in it. In this case, it's more about the cabbage and vegetables with like a meat as a background. So we've already got the cabbage over here in the pot, and I've just got a can of chicken broth. I like to do what I can to go without the water. This is fat-free chicken broth, 14.5 ounces. You can add water, but like I said, I like to kind of use the least amount of water, because I'll also use the juices from the canned vegetables in here also. And I'm gonna try something different this time. So it's not as soupy, I'm gonna thicken it up with like a little bit of cream cheese. Okay, Donald. All right, Donald's been putting cream cheese in everything lately because we love cream cheese. So he started doing a lot of grilling and stuff with cream cheese. And the other night he made a cabbage and squash side dish with cream cheese and bacon. That was the so I'm like, you know, when I do this stuff, I can add cream cheese into it, kind of thicken it up like a stew or a stoup, as Rachel Ray would say. And I've got some salt pork to add in there too, instead of bacon. because the same thing. It comes from a pork belly. So we're gonna let this cabbage start to wilt down a little bit. Then we're gonna add in our other vegetables, and it's just gonna simmer for a little while. And we're going to kick back and smell it cooking, because it's gonna smell good. I guarantee. Can't cut. Or keep going.
This is a shot of cabbage.
And cut. Alright. So, we got our cabbage wilted down to where we wanted it. I wound up, the chicken broth can, I wound up filling back up with water and put in there. So now, I add our squash, onion, and the peppers. And, you know what, I'm gonna have to add more water. I wasn't really thinking about it. I should have gotten just a, you know, one of those big box things of the broth or chicken stock or something. Because I didn't think about because a lot of times I'll just throw the in and let it all go together, but I wanted the cabbage to get soft before I added everything else. So, you know, I had to add more water. That should be good. I'm probably going to add about another. So it's 3 cups of water added to it. Because once the onions, peppers, and squash cook down, you're going to lose a lot of that too. But I'm also going to use the juices that is in the canned tomatoes and carrots. Forgot what they were for a second. And I'm going to be adding other stuff anyways, so I don't want it real soupy, just a thick, soupy stew. Kind of, like I said, Rachel Ray would call it a stew. Too thick for a soup, too thin for a stew. That's right, yeah. So, and you can always throw some beer in there if you want to. Add whatever you want to. Alright, so I'm going to let those cook down a little bit, and then I'm going to get my pork scrambled. Oh, Can't believe I forgot that. I forgot the salt pork. That was supposed to cook in with the cabbage. Alright, it ain't too late. Still gonna take on flavor. Oh, you know, I just want to fry that up and put it on a bun. That is, I mean, that is raw bacon right there. That is pork belly bacon. But in chunks like that, they call it salt pork. I'm just, I'm gonna cut a chunk of it off. I like that. I'd love to get some of those and just smoke them. That. I'm gonna drop that in. Let that bacon flavor get into there, and then yeah. All right, then back to what I was saying. I'm gonna get my ground pork scrambling up, ready to add to, because I'm gonna wait and add it in closer to the end. That way, it's not overcooking in there and just, you know. So, going back, and we're going to do that, but, you know, I'm going to drink another beer, which I probably shouldn't, because that's when I forgot my damn salt pork. Okay, now I'm gonna season this up. I salted the cabbage when I was whipping it down, just a little bit, just to draw the moisture out. I'm not gonna add any more salt because I've got the salt pork in there. But I'm gonna season it with black pepper. Sorry, you know how I rub black pepper. We're gonna go with some parsley. Just a little dried parsley. Paprika. For color. You ever notice everything you buy, like seasonings and stuff, is like paprika added for color? You know, does everybody forget that paprika has a pretty good flavor? I like it. There's some dried thyme. Just a little, not a lot. It goes a long way. Got chipotle chili powder. Just a little bit of that. And you know, I don't measure my seasonings half the time. You go with what you feel. Throw in a piece of a bay leaf and another piece. That'll probably be good enough. Maybe Donald won't eat them this time. And a little crushed red pepper. Not a lot. We don't want it spicy. Okay. Fine, you talked me into it a little bit more. So I'll let that cook down some. Let those vegetables get tender. And then we're going to add the carrots and potatoes, because they're in the can. They're not going to take near as long to cook. They just need to heat. So let that simmer for a bit. Oh man, that, it smells so good. God, it smells like a pizza. I don't want this anymore. I want pizza. Let me put this on the pizza. Alright, well, come on back. I'm about to scramble the pork here soon. Alright, I've got my ground pork in a cast iron skillet. I'm just going to season that up. Not a whole lot, because I got some flavors going on in the cabbage, or the stew or whatever. I'm just going to hit it with a little ground cumin. Use as much or as little as you want. I love cumin, so I kind of exaggerate a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit of curry powder. Is it coming out? Alright. A little curry. And of course, just a little salt because it's pork. You don't need a lot. Black pepper. You know I'm going a lot there. And hit it with a little hot sauce. Not a whole. Right off the top. You don't have to use a whole lot of hot sauce because we've already got crushed red in the thing. And then just a little bit of minced garlic. Of course, if you got fresh garlic, you can use that, which I have, but I thought, why not use the jarred minced garlic? Because you could add it to the stew also, or you could even use garlic powder. And I may put a little garlic powder in the stew, but I'm just adding minced garlic into the pork. Oh man, you know, that might be enough. Nice garlic scent going on here. Oh, Donald, come and get a whiff of the pork with the curry and the garlic in there. Get you a waffle of that. Oh yeah. Right. So the pork's almost cooked through. And then just looking for all the pink to be gone. It's so much different than ground beef because it never turns like brown; it just gets like gray. And I'm not gonna strain this because I actually want the pork grease because this is a little more lean anyway. It's not gonna have as much grease as the beef. But then again, I could be wrong because that's quite a bit. Might get a little bit of it out, but I want to keep some of it. I'm gonna add it all in. That looks pretty good. So I'm gonna turn that off. Into this. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our sliced potatoes and our sliced carrots. That mixed in there like that. Oh yeah. Oh, look at it. Look at that salt pork right there. I just want to eat that right now. And that. I'll cut this up a little bit. Go ahead and have my cream cheese, if I can pick it up. Apparently not. Oh, cream cheese is so good. I love cream cheese. Go back to the food. You're not supposed to show me just licking shit. What I say? You're getting it. All right. So everything's going now, the pork's done. I skimmed about 3/4 or a little bit more of the grease off the pork. Right now I decided, you know what, I'm gonna add a little lemon juice. We got a lemon. I'm just gonna use half of that. Squeeze that in. Squeeze it lemon side, palm side up so your seeds don't go into the... Oh, that was a juicy one there. Probably enough. That's pretty juicy. Alright. Got a little lemon juice. Now we're going to add our ground pork. Love cast iron, man. You can't go wrong with cast iron cooking. Anything. If you've seen any of the other episodes where we use the Dutch oven, cast iron Dutch oven out on the open fire or something, which we thought about doing with this, but it was hot out and we said, look at that, man. Does that not look good or what? Yeah. Yeah, that's about to be it right there. Got pork incorporated in there. Easy with that camera. Pork fat. Sting the lens. Yeah, smell it. Smells so good. It's almost as good as that right there. Got you. Everybody watching, just got you ass. Alright, so the whole family's in the pool now. I'm just gonna And when I put the lid on, I don't have the lid all the way on. I've got it kind of cocked like that, steaming a little, and everything's good. We're just going to turn this down to about a medium-low and let it simmer for just a little bit, and then it's going to be time to eat. I can't wait. I wanted to make some like cornbread or something, just kind of like go with that, but I don't feel like you know what, so we're going to eat that, and if I need bread, I've got loaf of bread. I don't think we're gonna need anything. We'll just eat it like that. Maybe toss in some like oyster. I don't have oyster crackers. Ooh, I'll tell you what I do got though. That would be really freaking good. It's shaped like oyster crackers, but it's white cheddar Romano snap crackers. Those would be probably pretty good on it. So I'm not gonna leave those out. All right, so let that simmer. We'll be right back. I got a beer to finish. Oh, and a cigarette. So, this smells really good. All right, we got our slop pot done, or you know, whatever you want to call it. That smells good. We got those white cheddar Romano crackers. Just throw some over the top like that. Oh, and a big little piece of salt pork there. I don't know whether you like that. I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit of chive, dried chive, bad chive, fresh chive. Take 3. If I had fresh chive, that would be awesome. But I just got the dried, you know, chives or whatever the f it is. So there you go. Okay, don't breathe. All right.
Chives.
Chives, yes. That's what I had to just.
Chives.
Chives. Dried chives. Whatever. You know. Dried chives. There, I got it. Mix it up. Ooh, there's some salt pork there. Yes. You know what? First thing I was trying to grab it. Couldn't get a hold of it. Let me get a piece of this salt pork right here.
Not a piece, but it's a chunk.
Well, I had a chunk too, but I actually kind of cut it in half. You know, I thought about getting hog jaw and putting in this, but salt pork, perfect. Alright, I tasted the salt pork. Now it's time to do just give the cabbage, pork, potato, carrot, squash. Get your ass back here. I'm trying to jump out the bowl. Oh, mother. Oh, that was hot. That was so hot.
I swear to God. Oh, I got piss. They left so much. I gotta go.
When you put it in the bowl before you start eating next, just let it cool down for a bit. Oh, that was hot. All right, let's try this again. Let's try this bite. Maybe it's cooled down now. Oh yeah. Ooh, you know what I get? First thing, I get a spice, like a heat, I guess, from the hot sauce and the pork and then the fresh red pepper. But it's kind of eased by the cream cheese in the soup. Very good. Good one. Oh, yeah. Yep. Pretty cool, man. Yeah, for safety's sake, you might want to let it cool for a while. But for video,
Us professionals.
what we're doing, and I'm gonna leave the it falling back out of my mouth the first time just for a public service announcement. But I'm gonna blow this one. Don't laugh. Oh yeah. I think if I'd used the whole head of cabbage, it would have been too much. You got just the right amount of cabbage, squash, then with the addition of the carrots and the potatoes, the pork, the chicken broth. I was gonna say juice, chicken juice. Chicken broth. Man, actually, all works really well. All right.
Very good, sir. Very good.
That's awesome. Like I used to make this all the time back in the day. But I've done it a little different this time. And yeah. The addition of cream cheese is boss.
You're welcome.
Alright, so give it a try. Like I said, make it however you want it. It's clean out the cabinet tonight. The only thing I literally bought specifically for this was the cabbage. Because the peppers and the squash come out of the garden fresh. Everything else I already had. I only bought the cabbage and the ground pork. So you can take whatever you got, just throw it in a pot, call it slop, call it goulash, whatever you want to call it, but call it good eats. See you next time. Peace.